Hey everyone, it's Don with Don's Field of Dreams Cards. Coming to you today with episode number 3 of my series, Negro Leagues to the Major Leagues. It's been quite a while since I've done a video, probably about 6 months in this series. And if you're new to my channel or have subbed within the last few months, you may not have seen the first 2 episodes that I did. The first one on George Crowe, represented in the 1957 Topps there, or the Harry Suitcase Simpson, which is represented in 1952 Bowman. So I'm going to kind of recap what this is about. I'm doing a series on guys that played in the Negro Leagues, but also played in the Major Leagues, but not necessarily the stars. We're not talking about Willie Mays or Ernie Banks, Jackie Robinson, Hank Aaron. I think a lot of people already know quite a bit about those guys, and it's readily available to find information on the history of those guys if you want. I'm concentrating more on the guys that maybe you never heard of, and just bringing a little light to them. So let's get started on episode 3 here. In episode 3, we're going to start it off. It's Sam Jethroe, showing his 1952 Topps card. And Sam was a center fielder who was a switch hitter, and he threw right-handed. Reportedly was born on January 23rd, 1970 in Tyrone County, Mississippi. There's a little bit of debate about the accuracy of his age there. And he passed away on June 16th, 2001 at the age of 84 in Erie, Pennsylvania. So Sam was 6'1" and 178 pounds in his prime. And he was a switch hitter who threw right-handed, as I said. And he was known as the Jet, and many considered him the fastest man in baseball in his day, and he was better than an average batter, although not nearly as accomplished on defense. He was also dubbed Larceny Legs and the Mercury Man and the Colored Comet. And with the Cincinnati and Cleveland Buckeyes in the Negro Leagues, he won a pair of batting titles, hit .340 over 7 seasons from 1942 to 1948, and helped the team to 2 pennants, and the 1945 Negro World Series title. So while with the Buckeyes in 1942, like I said, he led the American League in numerous categories: batting average, base hits, runs scored, doubles, triples, and stolen bases. And in 1944, his .353 average led the league. So Sam was the National League Rookie of the Year in 1950 for the Boston Braves, and the first African American to play Major League Baseball in Boston. It also made him the oldest player to ever win Rookie of the Year honors. So 5 years earlier, he had tried out for the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park, along with Jackie Robinson and Marvin Williams. But the Red Sox pursued none of them. And it was early in 1945 that Jethroe took part in this tryout in Fenway Park. And the pressure was growing on what was then known as organized baseball to desegregate. Particularly because soldiers who had come back from putting their lives on the line for their country during World War II found a color bar still preventing them from playing professional baseball other than in the Negro Leagues. And Boston City Councilor Isidore Muchnick threatened to pull the special permit that the city of Boston accorded the Red Sox, which enabled them to play baseball on one of the most lucrative days of the week, and that being Sundays. The Red Sox wanted to hold on to Sunday baseball, obviously, and so they agreed to hold a tryout for a select 3 Negro Leaguers brought to Boston by well-known Pittsburgh Courier sports writer Wendell Smith. One being Sam Jethroe, Marvin Williams, and Jackie Robinson suited up at Fenway on April 16, 1945, and worked out for Coach Hugh Duffy. Red Sox manager Joe Cronin was present as well. It was believed that he was kind of just in the stands and really not paying attention to these guys. And later, Jackie Robinson said Jethroe looked like a gazelle out in the outfield. And when asked if he was disappointed, Sam Jethroe said that, no, I'm not upset that the Red Sox turned me away. I never even thought about it. When I played in the Negro Leagues, I enjoyed it. I loved to play baseball. Baseball was fun then. I played against Don Newcomb, Monty Irvin, Henry Thompson, Double Duty Radcliffe, Gentry Jessup, and many others. And in January 1951, Jethroe had attended the Boston Baseball Writers' annual dinner. And ironically, Jethroe was seated next to Eddie Collins of the Red Sox, who told the ballplayer that he was pleased to see Sam's success. And Jethroe thanked him and without bitterness replied, "You had your chance, Mr. Collins. You had your chance." So after the 46th season, Jethroe joined the Satchel Paige All-Stars and barnstormed through 17 games, playing against teams of major leaguers headed by the entrepreneurial Bob Feller. And the team he was on, Paige's team, won 7 of them. And Jethroe gave Feller credit for helping black players into the major leagues. He gave us a chance to show what we could do against major leaguers. So Brooklyn Dodgers general manager Branch Rickey acquired Jethroe's services from the Cleveland Buckeyes for a reported $5,000. And from 1948 to 49, he played for the Dodgers Montreal Royals, where Jackie Robinson and Roberto Clemente also played, their minor league team in the International League. And he batted .322 after joining the team late in 48, leading the league with 89 stolen bases in 1949 while scoring 154 runs. But Rickey had Duke Snider in center field and really had no place in the big leagues for Jethroe. And he may have also, it was reported, decided that Jethroe lacked power in his bat, and because Jethroe had just hit 1 home run for the Royals. So during a phone call with Boston Braves general manager John Quinn on September 30th, Rickey sold Jethroe's contract to the Braves, and it was at the time a big deal. And I've seen it reported anywhere from $100,000 up to $150,000. So again, not sure the accuracy of exactly what it was, but it must have been somewhere in that amount. A reporter for the Boston Globe, Harry Case, wrote that Jethroe cannot throw or judge a fly ball well enough to play center field. This Jethroe looks so fast and his arm looks so weak that it's even money he can carry the ball in from the center field as fast as he can throw it. Or throw it in. Thought that was kind of funny. So for the 51 season, Jethroe recorded nearly identical stats as he had before. He led the league in stolen bases, hit the same number of homers, scored more runs, drove in 7 more runs. His batting average was a few points higher. And then in 52, he underwent intestinal surgery early in the year. His performance fell off quite significantly, pretty much across the board. He struck out quite a bit more. He saw his batting average drop to .232, and the Braves finished in 7th place. So the following year, 53, the Boston Braves moved to Milwaukee. But Jethroe never played for the Milwaukee Braves. He was optioned to Toledo on a 24-hour recall, but was never recalled. He hit .309 with 28 homers. But the emergence of Billy Bruton in their outfield for the Braves may have made them feel that they were in good enough shape. So on the day after Christmas, they traded Jethroe along with 5 other players and $100,000 to the Pittsburgh Pirates for infielder Danny O'Connell. And it was stated that the Braves must have wanted O'Connell to give up that many players and that much cash. So Sam Jethroe actually had only 1 at bat for Pittsburgh in 1954. Appearing in 2 games, he played right field in the final 2 innings of the April 14th game, and he pinch hit the next day. In Brooklyn, grounding into a 4-6 force out at second base. It was his last major league appearance. So Jethroe, he spent his last 6 seasons, 50 through 58 in the minors, and the last 5 of them with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Didn't realize there was a baseball team called that. And he averaged .280 for those 5 years. And he also spent 1 season back in Cuban winter baseball, 54 through 55 with Cienfuegos. And he played semi-pro ball into the 70s. After his playing career, Sam and his wife operated Jethroe's Bar and Restaurant, a steakhouse in Erie, Pennsylvania, which is sort of in the middle of same distance from Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Buffalo, right below Lake Erie. But he ended up selling his Rookie of the Year award for $3,500, and by the end in 1994, he had lost his home to a fire, and he was living floor blocks away in a bar. And at a gathering in Cleveland to honor Larry Doby, Jethroe told his former Montreal roommate Don Newcomb of the difficulties he was having. He was living in the bar with his 2 grandchildren, at the time aged 10 and 16. And so Newcomb talked to his attorney friend, and he felt moved to act. And the pension rule at the time was that you had to serve 4 years in the majors to qualify. And Sam Jethroe had only 3 years and 7 days of service time. And arguably, Jethroe and several former Negro leaguers had been deprived of the opportunity to start sooner than they had. And they, it stated we were held back because of the color of our skin, said Newcomb. And so a class action lawsuit was filed in the U.S. District Court of Western District of Pennsylvania, contending that there was racial discrimination that had prevented Jethroe from qualifying and receiving his major league pension. The major leagues moved to dismiss the suit on the grounds that Jethroe had taken too long to file that state statute and that the limitations had been expired, and the suit was dismissed. But several people appeared to have pitched in to help address this problem. A senator from Illinois who talked to Chicago White Sox owner Jerry Reinsdorf, and Reinsdorf reportedly persuaded other owners to create a special fund in January 1977 that provided annual payments of $7,500 to $10,000 to former Negro League players. And Murray Chase of the New York Times also wrote that National League President Leonard Coleman and former pitcher Joe Black, who, like Jethroe, both played in the Negro Leagues and Major Leagues, headed up a committee with Negro League historian Larry Lester to provide all the names of the qualified players and their mailing addresses. And Jethroe was said to say, "I can't tell you how appreciative I am of what the owners have done," who by then he had suffered a stroke and he had other health issues, and it did, offer him a little more hope and feeling some validation in his later years. June 16, 2001, Sam Jethroe died of a heart attack in Erie, Pennsylvania, while he was recovering from pacemaker surgery a couple weeks earlier. So to finish this off, Jethroe played 3 seasons for the Boston Braves, 1950 to 52, and 2 games for the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1954. In 2 of his 3 years in the majors, he led the National League in stolen bases. And after playing in the major leagues, Jethroe returned to the minor leagues, where he played another 7 years. So that's a quick little story about Sam Jethroe, who played, as you can see, for the Boston Braves for his short career. And it's a beautiful example of his 1952 Topps card here. So I really am going to make an effort to have these come out more often. It does take a bit of time to research these and decide what I'm going to talk about. But I purchased 15 to 16 Negro League players who played in Major Leagues cards, so I have plenty of guys to do material on, and we'll try getting those out. So I hope you guys found this entertaining and informative, and as always, guys, appreciate you watching my videos. Talk to you soon.